Hi, thanks for joining us. My name is Marvin, and this is our first video of a series. This is a 67 GTO, a factory HO 4-speed. It's been sitting in a garage since 1977. You can see it has 78 plates on it, which is pretty cool. I don't think the car actually made it out on the road, but I was told by the original owners the car's been sitting since 1977. Sort of a neat story. The car was purchased new by a guy named Marvin, and he drove it. It was a daily driver all through the late 60s into the 70s, and when his kids became old enough to start driving, he decided it's time to put the car away to save it. Well, unfortunately the car sat all those years, and as you can see, there's some mouse damage, there's a little bit of rust, but all in all, it's a very nice, original, intact car. Still wears its original Mariner Turquoise paint with painted pinstripe, original dog dish hubcaps, all original interior. Surprisingly, for an Illinois car, the car is not excessively rusty, well above average. I think the car is actually going to clean up and make a nice survivor. So our plan right now is to clean the car up the best we can. We're going to pull the engine, just do an inspection on the rings and bearings just to see what kind of condition everything's in. The car has about 77,000 miles, so it's kind of up in the air on an engine rebuild. We're probably going to end up doing a rebuild, but a lot of these Pontiac 400s, believe it or not, held up pretty well. So we're going to just kind of see what the engine looks like. It's going to get a new carpet, a new headliner, of course new tires, brake lines, that kind of stuff. So our goal is to make the car roadworthy but preserve as much of the originality as possible. So you can see the car does have some good options. Not only is it an HO 4-speed, it's got a wood wheel, it has rally gauges, it has console deluxe seat belts, and I believe it has power steering, manual brakes, which is kind of odd, but some really neat things about the car is the fact that it does have the original numbers matching engine. I don't think the engine's ever been out of the car. You can clearly see the WS stamp on the front of the block. It's a little greasy, but it's there. It has the original HO manifolds that everybody adds to their car nowadays. Here's one that came from the factory. You could even see the oil sending unit is original. Those are extremely hard to come by. It even has the original HO air cleaner, which at first glance almost looks aftermarket, but believe it or not, this is factory. This is actually the same lid that a big block Chevy would use. You can see how it has an AC stamp on the back side, and the edges rolled. That's what makes it a little bit different than the ones you buy at the parts store. But this is actually very similar to what you could buy aftermarket, but the base is what makes it really unique. This is an original HO base plate, only used on a GTO with an HO engine. Extremely hard to come by. They don't make them reproduction. They actually are worth hundreds of dollars just for the base plate, so it's really nice that that's still on there. It also has the original carburetor, manual trans. In 67 they had a round tag, an aluminum tag, rather than a stamping on the carburetor. That's really unique to a 67 carburetor, so we're going to get that carburetor taken off and rebuilt and restored along with this project. Some other things that are kind of unique about the car: it has the fuel filter mounted up here by the carburetor. There's a little bit of controversy on that, if that was an HO only, but from what I've seen, all HO cars have the fuel filter mounted up here rather than having a filter in the carburetor. So it's kind of neat that that's all still there. You could see the factory put this rubber insulation around the temperature sending unit, and that is still present, which is unbelievable. So it's really neat, all the little things on this car that are still, visible. You could see a little bit of the writing on the firewall. You could barely make it out, but I think that says vinyl. A lot of times they would write that on the firewall if it had a vinyl top. Usually it would be like a letter, like this is an L code for Mariner Turquoise, but I think when we clean this firewall, we're going to find that it says vinyl there. It's a Pontiac built car. which is a really nice plus. Cars built in Pontiac, Michigan tend to be put together a little bit better, and it's just sort of neat that it was made in Pontiac. Something else unique that is very unique of an HO car is this battery cable strap mounted next to the washer bottle here. That's something that only an HO car has, and that's kind of a little secret. You could tell if a car is a real born HO if it has the hole for that strap still. So that's kind of neat that that's still present. So anyways, yeah, it's a really nice intact car. We're really looking forward to cleaning it up and documenting it and just kind of see what else we could find. Like I said, there's a lot of originality here on this car, and like I said, it hasn't been touched since '77. So we're hoping this is going to be a fun project. So thanks for joining us, and we'll see you on the next one.